No, I still stared aimlessly into the void, even though I tried to time it so that we didn't. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Wicker Man special.
Woo!
Let's go. It's not the Ricker Man. It's not Ric Flair. So I don't need any woos.
Oh, dang it!
We're live, pal.
We are live. Yeah.
It's if there's ever somebody that I want to share watching this wonderful film with. Some people say Britain's greatest ever horror film. It's you, Al. I'm joined by Al Lucard. Al Lucard. There you are.
I am the greatest British horror film ever made. Yes.
Some people describe you as the greatest British horror film of all time, and those people are very strange who say that.
Yes.
So we're going to watch the film, and before we do that, we're going to look at some highlights of my recent trip a few weeks ago now, where I tried with my friend Rick. We tried to find as many locations for the Wicker Man as possible. There are so many because for whatever reason, and as we went around, we realized, why did they do this? Because a lot of these, you could have done them all where we went to the last location. You could have probably done everything in the same place. But no, it's all over Scotland. And I won't spoil the main video, but we saw quite a few. I will spoil it. I think we saw 9 in total. We found 9. But our aim, unlike some people, our aim was to find as many in one day. It wasn't to go to all of them in one day, because that would have been impossible.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So before we get started, I know I heard a friend of ours talking about the Wicker Man recently, saying how they preferred the Nicolas Cage version because it was silly fun, and this one seemed really dated. I won't tell you who the friend was. I don't want to embarrass him.
I was say, good Lord, what crazy person was that?
I know, and he's not a crazy person. He's like a really, really smart guy who knows tons about movies. And I was like, maybe it just doesn't hit in the same way. Well, but like, I don't know. What do you think?
So as an American, I'm assuming it's
right. Get off.
I'm assuming it's an American.
Maybe.
But anyway, as an American, I guess I could see that. The Nicolas Cage version,
which I haven't seen.
Well, there's a couple of things. It tries too hard.
Okay.
And it's Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. So it's not
full Cage.
It's not him, playing Edward Woodward or whatever. Like, it's not like at all.
Yeah.
And so it's just him going bonkers for a little while, especially at the end. But
I like bonkers Nicolas Cage. I love Vampire's Kiss, one of my favorites. So.
I will say it is really entertaining. I don't like the movie, but I was entertained. Does that make sense?
Okay. Are you not entertained? Is it Neil LaBute who wrote it as well?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I quite like some of his stuff. I think he did In the Company of Men, which I quite liked. It was a good film. So yeah, okay, right, okay. So that's an objective take, I would say. Let's just say hi to some people in the chat here. We've got Words and Pictures. How you doing? We're live, pal. We're live.
Yeah.
Evening. We've got Ash's Antics. Good to see you.
Good
to see you. We've got Vanessa Epcot. Good to see you. Hello. We've got Kay's Corner. Good to see you. Got the popcorn ready. Nice and toasty. You can warm it on the Wicker Man over there.
Yeah. Warm by the fire.
Don't get too close. So, other than sacrificing Al,
apparently you are, because I'm in the flames here. So
I think I say because you're a virgin. Then I was like, well, what? It's the only one I know. It's like these days it's harder and harder. Anyway, so I thought we'll start. We'll have a.
I love the music you chose too.
Oh, it's cool, man. It's amazing what you can find when you just type in Scottish folk. So these are all behind the scenes pictures that I found. I didn't put all of them in initially. I think I did like about 2 or 3 minutes of them, but it was possibly a bit too much. There he is. I've got the hair going tonight.
Okay, beginning.
Yeah, you go.
The same way.
To see 12 of the
Oh no, it's two of me now.
It's like Inception.
All in one day.
Yeah,
Many people have been there. Not many have done them all in one day.
We didn't get to do them all in one day.
No.
Spoiler.
Because some of them are too far away. But this is
Sean, good to see you. We must keep our appointment with the Wicker Man. We must sacrifice Dal. Otherwise, how are we going to get a good harvest?
We must. Yeah.
Hey, Ian, how's it going?
It's the only way to go, man.
Yeah, well, that's it. We're waiting till the end where I sacrifice Al.
You have to wait. You got to tune into the end. That's right.
You got to watch all of those on both
Watch the whole
channels
thing.
in order to see it. Yeah, and then be really disappointed at the end rather than really disappointed at the beginning, like usually are. So this was I can't remember the last time I went to Scotland other than for this, obviously. Dumfries and Galloway. Sometimes if I'm it's really strange when I'm in Scotland. When I was in Scotland, it came up on my phone telling me I was in the Isle of Man, which sometimes when I'm on the beach near where I live, it came up on my phone telling me I was in the Isle of Man as well. So I don't know how that works.
Nice.
So we went to Kirkbree first. And now, do you remember the scene you will remember the scene with a naked Britt Eklund banging against the wall?
I think every red-blooded straight male remembers that scene. Yes.
Well, I don't want to get you in any trouble at home, so I won't ask too many questions. But it's just imagine that part of the film, but instead of that, imagine that now it's an art gallery and it's me banging against the wall, fully clothed. Hey, T Betty, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. They got live chat to it. Nice.
Yay.
So this was the first place where we went to, and we were really surprised how quickly we were able to find somewhere from the film. And the moment we pulled up in the car, walked around the corner, the art gallery. I did actually buy a gift for somebody from the art gallery. There was some pretty amazing stuff in it, but the art gallery was one of the locations that was the interior of the pub. So you remember when he pushes through the bar and goes upstairs and he wants to go to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
He's all grumpy and tired.
I mean, it looks like you're in the Wicker Man.
Yeah, it's really weird. Oh, and also actually maybe I got it wrong. I think this is the art gallery where he's looking for the kid and he's rushing in and out of the houses. And he's kind of, it's almost comical because he's in and out of the houses while the music's playing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, spoiler alert. If you've not seen the film from 1970,
the 51-year-old movie. Yes.
Yeah, I always say 77 because I just think maybe Star Wars makes me think everything came out in 77.
Yeah. This is pre-Star Wars, man. This is Star Wars before Star Wars.
Very similar.
Yeah.
So it's called the Harbour Cottage Gallery. He snoops about on the boats, and then he goes into here, which is in Newton Stewart. No, it's not. No, it's in Kirkbree, which I believe is in Newton Stewart. And we did it. We found the first one. And there's Howie going in the thing. I gave myself a little computerized pat on the back every time we found somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly, to be fair. It was more chilly when we got to the uncovered areas, like nearer the end, where we got to the actual Wicker Man, or what was left of him. Spoilers for my video now.
And this is the first cold day here in Louisiana since probably
how cold?
February, so.
It'd be like the hottest day here. So one of these pictures I actually bought.
Ooh.
Can you guess which one?
Take a guess in the chat. Which one?
Yeah. There's Rick. That one. That's the one.
That one.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone though, because it's a gift. So I do apologize. So go on.
So how long of a trip was it from when you left to get to the final location?
Okay, so it was just before it started getting dark by the time we got. So we left at 7:45 in the morning, and we found the last location at 5:00 in the evening. Just before it was before the hour change, so it wasn't as dark, but it was getting dark. and it's the reason why we didn't go to the cave, because the cave would have been another hour away, and it would have been in the pitch black by the time we got there, so we didn't go.
Gotcha.
Where we are, what we're looking at.
Yeah, well, I know nothing about art, but I just had a feeling with it being a kind of sea spray kind of look to it. I thought, oh, I know somebody who would like this, so I bought it for a gift. What is it when people say, I don't know art, but I know what I like? But it is a nice one. I do like it.
Yeah.
Good evening, Lobot. How you doing, my friend?
Hello.
So yeah, so this is where they start going towards the shop now, which actually was a shop, and I think still is a shop, or no, maybe not a shop, but or is it possibly the toll booth? Oh, this is the bit where he's chasing the guy in the mask around before we get to the shop. Yeah. So we're looking up to this corner bit here, and in the window of the shop, there was like an art book of the Wicker Man. So I was like, oh, okay, we're in the right place.
Nice.
Yeah. I would like to go back and maybe do some of the other ones. I did post the video on a few Wicker Man sites, and I had somebody go point by point and tell me everywhere that I missed and everything I got wrong.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't mind that. That's good. I'm not like, ugh.
Yeah, I would see. Yeah, see me. I'd be like, oh, cool. I'm okay. That's so next time I'm there, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that.
Yeah. I do have a bit of like rejection sensitivity, so I do get a bit. But I was like, that's cool. So this is the bit where in this little bit where he chases the guy in the mask, and this is it, one of our locations. Well, you're not frightened the locals would come after you with their pagan service. I was hoping some of them would. No, I'm sure. I was hoping Britt Eklund would turn up. Funny fact, my friend who comes with me, his surname is Britt. So if he'd married Britt Eklund, she'd be called Britt. So that's two.
There you go, Britt. I like it. That's kind of like Kelly and
Kelly, yeah. And this inside that building on the corner, we went inside. It is another little museum / art gallery, and I thought that guy looked very much like James Woods. But he's supposed to be John Paul Jones, the pirate guy,
Could you imagine James Woods in The Wicker Man?
Oh man, I guess I could.
I don't know. I think he'd be a little too badass for that.
Yeah. Do you think he would just smash his way out of the Wicker Man if he was Howie?
Probably.
Yeah.
Knowing James Woods, yeah.
Gareth has already built an effigy to burn you in his garden. He's waiting.
Nice. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. It's a little bat.
I'll be over tomorrow.
Yeah, just hop on a plane.
I'll just hop right over.
Yeah. So yeah, the sweet shop. So there is a lot of mention of pickled foreskins in this video because for whatever reason, it was just such a strange thing that they were selling in one of the shops that it just kind of got on our mind.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I saw that, I would be thinking that too.
Yeah, vampires, but Wicker Man.
Yeah,
it'd be like a sort of wicker bat about
Wicker Bat. Yeah, the Wicker Bat. There you go.
There we go. There's our new film coming soon.
Yep. The proper sequel to The Wicker Man.
I know they are very Moorish, aren't they? Once you've had one pickled foreskin, they're like Pringles. So they're at the post office. That's where we were.
You should do that.
It was a really fun day. We only really get to see each other like once a year or so, and
I'm so surprised that we managed to find the places.
That's cool that you guys got to do that together. That's neat.
Yeah, well, usually we go to conventions, but we were getting to the point where the conventions we go to have got so big that we were getting a bit frustrated at sometimes with the sheer volume of people.
Yeah, I know exactly how that is because all the ones here got too big too.
Yeah, I like them. I like their first album. So I can skip forward or back. Maybe I take us on to. So this is location 3. I'll kind of go through the different locations. So, like I say, we start off in Kirkcaldy. There's 4 locations in Kirkcaldy. We find the church next. And then we go to Gatehouse of Fleet, which is an incredible name. I love that, Gatehouse of Fleet. And that's where we find the pub. But it's not a pub anymore. It's just like, well, it wasn't a pub in the first place. This is what's so strange about the choices they made. The house that was a pub was never a pub, but over the road from it is a pub. Like directly over the road.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
This is the main event of this area, isn't it? This pub.
That's funny.
I mean,
caution, yes. Maybe I should know a lot of yellow. I'd also caution if you don't want to get a parking fine as well. So yeah, if you got those yellow lines.
Man,
you
guys drive on the wrong side of the street. It's okay.
We do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm refusing. If I ever come to America, I'm refusing to change.
Do that. See what happens.
I'll be an enemy of the state. Wow. Ian, that's the sort of trivia that I live for, my friend. Bum-related trivia. Or ass-related trivia for our American friends.
There you go. Yeah.
Behind.
You have to dumb it down for us,
Yeah. You're like a bum? What's a bum?
What's a bum? A bum's a bum on the street. Man. Yeah, nasty bum.
So yeah, there's the church. We couldn't get into the church.
You should have just broken in.
Because we would have just dissolved if we went in. So I'm going to skip because the pub is great to see and everything, and the chemist with the pickled foreskins, and we missed it the first time.
We've got so much to see.
So if I go to the, I know, like anytime there's a dog, I just completely lost. See, that's a very Scottish biscuit, tunnocks. They make tea cakes, which are not tea cakes. They're like marshmallow things and caramel wafers. I think you'd like them.
I probably like that, yeah.
Almost right.
Got a sweet tooth. Why don't you have a wee drink, Al?
We see that the thing is too. Here in the States, we use different ingredients than you guys. Like you guys have better ingredients. Than we do.
I read recently that a lot of your chocolate bars, we wouldn't be able to classify them as chocolate bars because there's not enough cocoa in them to say they're a chocolate bar.
Exactly.
So we'd have to call them like chocolate flavored.
Gatehouse of Fleet.
Yeah.
There's the gatehouse. There's the fleet.
So I'm gonna click to, let's see, 17 minutes in because we got lost for a bit of this. There we go, location 5, this is the pub that was never a pub, but over the road from a pub.
Yes.
So this is where all that sexy dancing goes on.
The publess pub.
And there's a guy who's washing his car outside as well, and I felt like I was invading his privacy a little bit. There, you can see him there. And then the pub is literally here on the right from it. I'm sure he has people there all the time.
I'm sure.
Found it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely British. And if you're espousing the value of British chocolate over American chocolate, yeah.
20 High Street here.
Well, I was thinking of Mike earlier on because I was watching an interview with a South African guy, and I was expecting him to be like have an accent like diplomatic immunity, and he didn't. He had like he sounded Scouse.
Interesting.
I didn't do the sexy dancing in the street, and certainly not outside that guy's house while he was washing his car.
This is what everybody wanted, the sexy dance in the street.
Sexy dancing.
See, if you would have done that, you'd have 1 million views by now.
Yeah. Well, what's on minus 1 million views?
So what's now?
So this was where we walked past the location of the chemist because it had a different name. We were too busy talking about pickled foreskins.
As one does.
Yeah. So let's see if I can skip forward a bit. Yeah, here we go. So now this is my favorite bit where we we actually this was the schoolhouse. We completely missed that was one of the locations. And this is our coolest find, because this is where he's wondering if the little girl is buried here. And Rick was showing me some pictures of some of the carvings on the gravestones, and I was like, there's no way that those are real. Like, that's got to be set dressing. And then we looked around, and literally the moment I said they're not real, turned around, and there they were.
No.
Exactly the same as in the film.
I wonder if the,
Sorry, you were saying.
Nice.
this guy.
Gotta love that.
Oh, that. Oh,
Yeah, so that was the bit in the film with the weird groundskeeper Willie kind of guy.
Yeah.
This little strip, is it
There he is.
seen or not over the supposed grave of Rowan?
What's you know what kind of reminds me of that scene in Halloween with Loomis and the grave digger guy.
Yeah.
Kind of, a little bit. Little bit.
Typical gravestone, but
Yeah.
You never know.
Not the typical gravestones that
It's
you
well
like.
where he thinks that where he thinks the little
So,
girl is.
Looking for stuff.
Actually, this is the first time during the whole thing where I actually felt a little bit spooky.
And this would
If
be
I'm honest.
baby feeding. Sorry, I stopped trying to think of
I
it.
can see that because it is and it's kind of slightly overgrown and
Yeah,
Kinda weird,
the house
yeah.
is really cute. That's like the what you call it, the schoolhouse. But
This does feel in particular.
we had to drive quite a way out of like in the middle of nowhere to get to this. And if we'd had kept going up, there was a road, and it was just said like not suitable for motor vehicles. So luckily, this was the only place. So that's it from the actual. The
Love
Rick
that
was like,
skull.
"There's no way that can be real," and there it is.
there it is. Boom, love it.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I mean, imagine having that on your gravestone, unless you're a pirate.
I would love to have that on my gravestone.
There it
That'd be
is,
great.
look, from the movie.
Yeah. That'd
Crazy.
be great.
You'd like that.
It's a little more weather
Yeah.
there, but
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Mental note taken if I'm doing your funeral arrangements.
That's right.
I know you watched it last night and you think the film was made.
I hope you're listening, Vanessa. I hope you.
This is what I want. Like it's a birthday present. So I'm going to skip now because I don't want to watch the whole thing because there's a link to it in the description. But we're going to go to the actual Wicker Man site now. So are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Is that your best Scottish accent?
Probably.
Yeah. Here we go. So the thing about this was there was no Wi-Fi, no sat nav, so I had to use a map from a caravan site that was nearby because on the caravan site it said Wicker Man Monument on it.
Nice. Now I'm surprised they didn't like rebuild a one in the middle.
Yeah, like full size. The thing is though, it's so windy, and it's a bit like where I live near the sea that it would just blow over.
Yeah.
But look at that! Look how deep the cement is in there. That like massive, massive holes that are still there all these years later.
Yeah, 50 years later, man. Damn,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
If someone was doing something like that now, they'd be like, "You're ruining the environment," you know.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's so far out of the way, and it's a really strange place to have like a caravan park, like a trailer park kind of thing.
And I also love how you're posing like you're Rocky. You're like,
Yeah, that's exactly the same as if I ran up the steps. I would have done exactly the same thing. Yeah. I thought I was in Philadelphia.
I don't know what to say. How do you feel?
Yeah, it definitely did. Inside the church did for sure. This was just a little bit more. There was like people. There was a guy walking his dog near this, so it wasn't that spooky.
Don't make it creepy.
I know.
Yeah.
There's two of me. That's more than any one person could. One, not that many people want one, so two. Yeah.
you see, and then both of them are gonna get together and then roast me later. So
I don't know. Maybe that sounds a bit dodgy.
So there should be like a little plaque.
I don't know, mate.
So yeah, so what was it like being there? Like what were you like? Were you like, wow, this is like holy crap? Was this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the last part where we got to this and we could see where it actually was, and it was no mistake, and it was there. And then there was the tiny little Wicker Man out on the rocks that somebody had built.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there it is. I was like, oh, this is special. Like this is, I felt like we'd achieve something. Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't want to go there.
Oh, maybe I used the improper word. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like it's got saucy connotations.
Wow.
Let's just say two gentlemen having a great time with a young lady.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's not what I meant. So.
Still standing.
But you know, if
yeah.
you're into that, whatever, cool. You know.
Yeah, you know, if that's your jam.
They probably poured this concrete around it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to skip to the end because if anyone wants to watch the full video, it's there. It's not gone anywhere. I'm just going to skip to the end and our
But
final
definitely check it
thoughts.
out because it's actually a pretty cool little journey.
Wow, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like it was a proper YouTube video, like a proper. So guys, here we are. We're going to do this thing. Like, yeah,
Like an actual vlog.
yeah, vlog. That's the word.
Kind of like a day in the life of Pugwall.
Yeah, exactly.
The Wickman.
Hey, Jamie.
Behind us. I can't.
Me wearing a hat. Whatever next.
Useless people who found
At least you can see the hat. It stands out from all the dreary-looking colors.
Let's go home, mate.
Yeah, I tend to try and wear because I wear greens and greys a lot, and I don't tend to wear black that much. That's my Pugwall Pugfest 2022 T-shirt there from when the 6 guys who were in Pugwall 316. When we all meet up, we Rick designs a T-shirt, and we all wear the Pugfest T-shirts. So we've got two Pugfest T-shirts, 2022 and 2023.
Peace. Bye.
Nice.
And there we go.
What's the 2024 one?
Well, we didn't do it this year. We did this instead.
Ah.
So here's some final pictures. I got Al to sing this for me, which was pretty amazing.
It is. That is my voice.
You've got such a haunting, beautiful voice.
Although
Haunting is the key word.
I'm sure Jamie would sound better than I, but you know.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's like a shot. Not a massive compliment. Should we cut back to? Yeah, we'll cut back to him. We'll leave him on. So it looks like we've got Edward Woodward on the channel with us. So should we watch the movie, or have you got anything you want to comment on the little? He does have the voice of an angel.
Oh, thank you.
From heaven above.
That's right. The voice of heaven. That's right.
That's what they say. I don't know who they are.
They.
Yeah.
They people.
So, anything before we move on and watch the movie? Anything about the thing you want to say? Because I feel like I've talked about it a lot.
No, it's just I really liked it. I really liked your video. And it's really neat to see what all the places look like now.
Well, yeah, I was a bit worried that I was going to get somewhere and I'd be like, I can't tell. These are just all Scottish things.
Yeah, he's like, it all looks the same to me. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they were very. I mean, Rick was very good at kind of keeping me focused and on task and looking for specific thing, and then he'd use pictures from the film to corroborate where he was. I think without Rick, I would have just been driving around in a circle and finding nowhere. Yeah. So yeah, big up to Rick. Yeah, big up yourself.
Big it up. That's right.
Yeah, I just needed something terrible to happen to me, and then, like Ian says, it would have been, they got us like when we met.
Yes.
We met cool. When we met Eduardo Sanchez. He wrote on the VHS, Rick and Matt's footage was found a year later, so maybe we could have spliced that in at the end.
There you go. Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah.
Let's start the movie, man. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I got it queued up. We're ready to go.
I've not got it queued up, so I don't know why I said
Speaking of, you can in the States you can watch it on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Hang on. Wait, if only somebody intelligent had done this.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. It's in the chat. He thinks of everything. This guy.
It is in my chat. It is up and pinned and everything. So.
It's pinned.
Pinned.
Right. Well, it's a short movie. People forget that. But it is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of good films. So let's go. Let's do this. Guys, when you see play, press play. Now, just a warning that when we say Tubi, I think Al means US Tubi. UK Tubi has nothing good on it.
My sincere apologies.
Yeah. These Americans.
These dang Americans. Always with their fancy stuff and whatever.
Stuff and things.
Yeah.
So mine comes up with a Studio Canal Plus company logo at the beginning.
That is what is on my screen at the moment, yes.
And then it says, the final cut, a film by Robin Hardy. This restoration was scanned from 4K. So I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. It's an hour, 34 minutes, 15. I do have the special edition DVD.
Ooh, yours is longer. Mine's an hour and 27.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The only weird thing is as well that I've always wanted to own the VHS one, but the VHS one has that horrible like pie face thing on it, which kind of freaks me out. I don't like faces in objects. It freaks me out a little bit. Like this, the one that's just popped up on the screen now, like the sun thing. It's kind of weird. It looks like a pie. It's a bit like the guy in the Hunger Games where he just pops out of a stone and he's all got his face in. I don't like that.
Gotcha.
So this is around the time when Methodist churches were hugely popular, and people would wear their Sunday best and go to these. But my parents are in their 80s, and they would have gone to churches like this. And to be honest, in little villages like the one I live in now, there's still quite a lot of people who would go to the Methodist churches that are just like this. They'd be not much different, just not as full.
Mm. So I actually have a
yeah, watch that.
yeah. Just watch that.
Same thing.
It's the exact same thing. But I actually have an interesting history with this movie, believe it or not.
Oh, go on.
So I first saw this movie when I was a teenager.
Nice.
And
a few years ago.
I did not. Yeah, just a couple years ago. And I did not get it at all. I was just like, what is this crap? It's boring. I hate it. I'm never going to watch it again. Right?
Yeah. Great advert. Thanks, Al.
Yep. So then about 10 years later, I was like, all right, let me give it another shot. Everybody keeps saying how great it is, blah, blah, blah. So I watched it again. And I wouldn't say I liked it, but I was like, okay, I guess I can see people liking it. It's still not for me.
Mm.
Cut to about a year ago, I watched it again, and I was like, damn, this thing's great. So
it's like a lot of things. It takes some things they take multiple watches, don't they?
Yeah, this one definitely took a few for me. Now, in between my second and third watches, I did watch the Nicolas Cage one as well. So I was like, okay, well, I need to watch the original again. I watched the Nick Cage version. Let me watch the good one. And yeah, it is definitely far superior.
Well, we didn't go anywhere near any of these beautiful locations, but we did drive past the part where the plane takes off.
Okay.
But we didn't stop because we were desperately trying to get to the
big site. Yeah.
Yes. It's insane how many different parts of Scotland this film takes in. In the words of Al, and I think it's insane.
So I'm watching on my DVD. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'll try. I don't even know what I've done with my. Let me see if I can find my DVD.
I love how he just pulls up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here." Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, just like I'll park this here. Yeah, so I've got the DVD here, the director's cut. It was only like £2 or £3 off Music Magpie on eBay a few years ago.
Wow, nice.
It's got a really cool original theatrical version, the director's cut, and a really great interview and feature-length commentary with Ed 3 Woods, Iwa Wua, Robin Hardy, and Mark Kermode as well, and Christopher Lee. And Christopher Lee talks about he thinks there's a bit of a conspiracy about some of the missing stuff that was cut out, not by Robin Hardy, and then seemingly disappeared. And he's very angry about it because he rates this as his favorite film he ever made.
I can see that. I can see that. I've like I said, I've definitely grown to like this movie quite a lot.
You are woo.
What's up, Mr. Bones?
Iwa Wua.
Iwa Wua. That's right.
Or Ed 3 Woods, yeah.
The Equalizer, you mean?
Yeah, The Equalizer.
That's right.
I've never been in one of these kind of seaplane things.
Have you ever been to an island that you had to fly in or go boat wise?
only island, only like Northern Ireland, and that is such a strange feeling because you go from Liverpool, or where I went from Liverpool, you go up, you straighten up, and then you go down. So like it's a very odd feeling. It's like you're up and down and within 30 minutes. I'd like a dinghy, if you please. Hey, quit playing with my dinghy. I feel like that's a Chris Farley joke waiting to happen. Islander. Wow, okay.
Oh,
you know what? Strange that because I live by the sea now in a little village, and when we moved in, the guy who lived here before me was a druid, and there was always message because we had his phone line for a bit. There was like messages from the Grand Order of Druids and people left on the phone, very deep voiced people and stuff. And it was a bit strange. It was a bit odd. Yes, that's what I'm watching it on Amazon Prime UK. We're currently on my version. We are 6 minutes, dead on 7 minutes now. He's trying to get somebody to put their hands on his dinghy.
Somehow you're half a minute, 30 seconds ahead of him.
We live on an island. Oh, well, that's cool.
So I'm gonna have to look for that Druid Grove in Baton Rouge. I'm not too far from Baton Rouge. So
the old Rochambeau, as I call it.
Yeah, or the Red Stick, as it is.
Yeah, Ricky Starks from there.
This island looks like it's insane. Like it,
yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It's like a creepy. It's like It's weird because they've obviously chosen everywhere very deliberately. Maybe the creepiest or weirdest bits, but anywhere you go into a small place, a small community like this, it has its own oddities. Like, for example, when I moved here, an old lady was telling me that she'd lived here 40 years and people still called her an inlander. Like she wasn't from here. So yeah, there's definitely that feeling of being on the outside. I feel
there's kind of a lot of that. There's a lot of that everywhere. There's some of that here. Like I live just outside of New Orleans, but like I'll always be a New Orleanian no matter where I go. So
yeah. And the weird thing is, I guess with that you've got so much folklore, probably the closest to Britain in terms of like sort of strange folklore and traditions and music and oddness. That's the epicenter of it really in America, isn't it? And certainly in terms of age. Yeah,
definitely. You could definitely do a Wicker Man type story based in New Orleans. I definitely think that is definitely possible.
Not Bad Lieutenant, Port of whatever.
Not Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call or whatever. No.
Yeah. All I remember from that, I think there's an iguana in that film.
I've never. I have a copy. I've never watched it.
I don't think it was too bad, but he's so perfect. This might be Edward Woodward's best performance as well because he's so straight and well-to-do.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think that they would respect him, and he walks around with an air of "I'm in control," but obviously, as we know, he is being controlled, and he is being like it's almost his own. Like how he sees himself in such a grand way is his undoing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everybody's watching. Oh, there it is. There's where me and Rick were earlier on. It's just somebody's house now.
And to add to that, it's also this kind of points to where like being a normie is an oddball.
Yes, yeah. There's just everything looks normal, and then there's just something that's quite off, like all the rabbit stuff, and it's like in the shop as well, like we say, the pickled foreskins and all that. There's just things that are off. Like we walked past somebody's house, and there was just some really weird stuff in their window, and I couldn't work out if it was a shop or somebody's house with just weird stuff in the window. And Rick was like, "Well, should we just go in and ask?" I was like, "Yeah, but what if it's just somebody's living room?"
Yeah. And like this little girl's weird too. Like she's just kind of
There's an oddity.
Yeah,
there's an oddity and creepiness to it. The more you watch the film, because you like Ian said in the chat, the more you watch it, the more you read into all of the behaviors, because you realize it's all kind of predetermined what they're doing, or it's certainly pre-planned.
Yeah,
and all part of the. I don't know what the word is.
It's kind of weird. Once you know what's going on, you look for different things.
Yeah.
So it's exactly. And like
And like, I've just been reading an incredible folk horror book from the British Library, and I think I sent you one of the stories actually recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that whole idea of like the closer you are, the more oneness you have with the earth. The more scary it is. Like you can know too much, you can be part of it too much. Like in the story that I sent you, which is a really good one. Like it's the guy who knew too much. He learns that amazing understanding of the earth, and it makes him so happy. And because he's like kind of embraced it all, the only thing left is to learn all the dark stuff that comes along with, the earth as well. You can't just have the beauty of it, because there's a real darkness to it and there's a real coldness to it. Like, a sacrifice isn't like for fun, it's for necessity.
Right. Yeah. And the kind of crazy thing is that I can see it from both sides.
Yeah.
Like,
you feel sorry for the guy. Like, sure.
You do. You feel sorry for the guy, but then you realize all these people, they've been doing this forever, and this is their way of life. And it's like this weirdo's coming in, and messes everything, kind of thing. At least that's what you perceive.
It's their culture. It's the way they do things. It's not like, it's not what you like, but it's not
right. So like I can see it both ways, and it's weird how this movie does that.
Yeah. It doesn't make a judgment. It doesn't tell us what to think, which a lot of movies make that mistake, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Certainly now.
And then here's Britt dancing with clothes on at the moment, but
yeah. Yeah, it could be seen as quite cute in places. You're right, but it is also creepy at the same time. Yeah, I mean, like Britt Eklund playing somebody Scottish, but she's Swedish, and she's got that kind of. There's something about the Swedes that is kind of creepy in the sense of that you seemingly got this country just full of beautiful blonde women who are flawless. And my friend went to Sweden recently, and he was saying that like it almost becomes a bit not overwhelming, but like you just kind of go, okay, I've seen all these beautiful people now.
I also kept waiting for Peter Sellers to show up, but you know.
Yeah, because was he did he visit? Was he there at some point?
I don't know. I don't think they were together anymore by the time they made this.
Oh, they're not. Because
I don't
I
think-
think her daughter. I think her daughter was there at the time.
Hmm.
So I've got a little bit of trivia. This was ranked. Her naked dance was ranked as number 4 in the top 5 sexiest scenes of film ever on allhorror.com.
But do you know that's not her?
I think so. Yeah.
It's the body double. Yeah.
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 It was me. It was me.
It was you. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
That's how.
Yeah.
That's why I think I know. I remember it now. Rod Stewart tried to block. He was going out with her at the time. He tried to block this because he thought she was naked.
Mm.
Yeah.
But did he think it was sexy?
I don't know.
That's,
If you want, yeah. If you think I'm sexy. He mostly though around this time, if we're saying this is the 60s, that most of the people in these areas were speaking Gaelic. So if he didn't speak Gaelic, because obviously he does an incredible Scottish accent. Edward Woodward's not Scottish, but I always thought he was because of this film, because his Scottish accent is so good. He's like a well-spoken, Scottish accent, but they would be speaking a lot more Gaelic.
So okay, so a comment on that. I find in general that the Brits can do accents like crazy. Like Americans can. Americans are funky, and you can tell us from a mile away. But like the Brits can do an American accent, a Scot, like they can do them all. I
think you can do some accents though, but maybe not very good at doing British accents.
I'm terrible at British. Like I can do like American Southern. I can do that, no problem.
Yeah. Well, I always think of like Leonardo DiCaprio doing the South African accent in Blood Diamond.
Oh God, yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
There's something strange about us. Stuff. Oh, I do apologize. I did say like strange and beautiful, so I'll qualify that one as
there
well.
You go. Yeah. Good catch.
Yeah, man. That's true. The Vikings only took the 3 moves back. I was perfect. Yeah, me and my kin were perfectly safe. We just got sent off to Ireland or Australia. There's actually some of my family were some of the first people deported to Australia. You can find their name on the ship's logs. Yeah,
they were bad. They were bad. They were.
I won't tell you what he did.
Yeah, I've got some English in me, going way back. Yeah.
Well, I don't like that. Don't let that ruin your day.
No, I'm trying not to.
So, because it's such a small budget, Christopher Lee did this for nothing. Ah, okay. So you've got Britt Eklund and you've got the rest of the cast of the Wicker Man all covered here for you, James. Just anything that you desire. We cater all our films to your.
That's right.
So the part I'm at the moment, 18 minutes 38. There's a couple having a lovely naked time, or a few couples having a lovely naked time in slow motion.
Oh yeah, see, mine's a little bit ahead of that.
Oh, you've seen that already, have you?
So, let me pause it on something where you can tell me when you're.
So he's just looking over the wall at the naked girl holding on to the gravestones.
Okay, so let me know when he gets into bed.
Into bed, okay.
Yes.
I'll tell you when he gets.
Let me know when he gets into the bed night, and then I'll hit play.
That's what we're all here for. He's
That's
just
right.
pushed the guy out of the way in the pub. That is an amazing cash register. That's like a proper. That's like the cash register in the TV show Open All Hours, where it has a mind of its own. Keeps trying to trap his fingers in it. So yeah, he's gone out of where we were in that art gallery, and there's a guy plucking his guitar. So, blimey, you are quite far ahead of me then, because he's not gone to bed.
Well, if you're at the guitar, it's almost there.
Okay.
We see, yeah, this is the American version. It's only an hour and 27. So.
So he's in the bedroom now.
Yeah.
He's listening to the guy singing outside the window. Singing, "Do you want a kiss?" Come up, Ash Buchanan. That's what I'm up to. So he's looking out of the window watching Brett Eklund.
Just go. She's beating on the wall. Boom, boom, boom.
Is that it? Yeah.
So a little bit of nudity was okay, but the dance was too much, I guess.
Yeah. A little bit needed. So they were wearing bodysuits. Apparently, they were most of the people who were outdoors, or like bathing suits under half the body. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
It's weird though. You'll see something; it looks perfectly normal, and then you'll be like, "Oh, it's a giant phallus." You know, like.
or a giant flower is behind her.
Hello, Maori Poppins.
It sounds
Hello,
very authentic. What are you talking about?
Maori Poppins. Yeah, and all the songs are like really saucy.
That was the other thing I didn't get when I was a kid when I watched this. Like, what is all these weird songs? Like, what is?
Yeah. It's definitely like that's what I'll do. I'll play the video in silence underneath while we're
there you go. Yeah.
While we're chatting.
Yeah, give the people something to look at besides our lovely faces.
Our lovely faces. We've got the Wicker Man burning away there. I was going to say we've got Burning Man. That's a bit different, isn't it?
Little different, yeah.
Apparently, Christopher Lee also paid for a lot of the press publicity, particularly in America. He wanted people in America to see this.
Well, you see, that's something when the guy that doesn't get paid even is you know, so into it that he wants people to see it and wants So he really believed in this movie.
Yeah.
And like hearing him talk about it too, like if you ever hear him in interviews and stuff, like he loves this movie. Like
apparently he was fed up with talking about Dracula. Yeah, he didn't want to talk about Dracula. He'd rather talk about this.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing about Dracula is I guess it doesn't really stretch him as an actor.
Right.
Just turning up and going.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a lot of phallic representations, the maypole, some of the drawings, some of the things that you might see in the shops and things. But what I read that was quite weird is that like ones and zeros were seen as quite a sexual thing and an unusual thing and like a folk thing. And then I was thinking, isn't that strange? Because like when you move into the modern age, ones and zeros are like what we built computers and things.
Right. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah.
I never thought about that until I just read. I was like, what do I know ones and zeros from? Because all my friends work in computers, I used to just make fun of them and just be like 100100101.
Yeah. Yep.
So words and pictures. I am on 24 minutes and 5 seconds at the moment. She is doing her washing. She's washing her smalls, and then we're at the maypole.
Yeah, the maypole just popped up for me too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we used to do maypole and country dancing when I was at primary school.
Oh, really? Okay, so here in the States, we did square dancing.
Ah, okay. Do-si-do.
Yeah, just and grab your partner round and round. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like this guy is like Christopher Lee's life story without acting is a film. Like the guy
Right.
was a real life James Bond,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Insane.
would love to have met him. Just
Yeah.
even for a millisecond. Like that
I'd
just
love
would
to
have
have met. I mean, Peter Cushing is probably one of my favorite actors of all time. I absolutely love Peter Cushing, but
been
but those three: Vincent Price, Peter Cushing, and Christopher Lee. Obviously, I know Vincent Price is not English, but I'll let him off just this once.
have you seen was it House of Long Shadows?
Yes, yeah. What a strange combination of people nearing the end of their careers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird thing is, so I don't know if you've heard of a British comedian called Michael McIntyre.
Not to my knowledge.
So his dad directed that film, and he died very young.
Mm.
So yeah, and it's one of those weird tail end of the horror boom where it's not made by any particularly big company or anything. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
So there's the schoolhouse that I totally missed when we were walking past it.
Sorry, I had to
Do the little dance. Are you voguing?
I'm voguing.
Striking a pose.
Madonna totally would have done this movie.
Yeah, she'd have been possibly working behind the bar.
Yeah.
Just there with the knockers out.
She would get into the groove. Yeah.
She would.
But
she'd be like, Papa didn't preach. There it is. Oh, there's that picture I bought again. Yeah, so the other thing about this is there is an archipelago in Scotland that is called what translates from Gaelic into the Summerisles.
Mm.
Now I can't even say how you say it. It sounds like, or it looks like, Na Elan Samray, but it's got nothing to do with this movie. And apparently, Bermuda was called the Summerisle or Summerisle at one point.
Nice.
So that's why they should have got the Beach Boys to do this movie. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you to Boomer, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. And you are the pretty mama that I'm talking about, Al.
I am, yes. Yeah, so were the Beach Boys big in the UK?
I mean, they were in my house. I don't know. I think everybody knows. I liked the Beach Boys as a youngster. I think Pet Sounds was kind of one of those albums where people who were cool liked it, and there was also I don't know about the kind of Might Love version of it. I think when Cocktail came out, and I think people maybe bought Kokomo. I don't know. But I like Dennis. I like some Dennis Wilson stuff. I've read quite a lot about Dennis Wilson more than I've listened to his music, because he's quite interesting because of all this, got him mixed up with Manson and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole weird story into itself.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So, in Celtic mythology, that apparently apples were very important in Celtic mythology, and when in like King Arthur and all that kind of stuff, and they talk about Avalon, that's linked with apples. The apples and Avalon. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, in my room. Yeah,
here you go.
those are beautiful songs. Yeah.
So on the chalkboard it says the frog stone and the toadstone. I wonder.
Yeah,
if
like what they're teaching in the school is like not national
Mhm.
curriculum. You know, it's
It's
not
like
British national curriculum.
that's not
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
Can you imagine coming from a different place and being like, "Will this be on the test?"
Like, I don't know this stuff. Gosh.
Yeah, I didn't learn this. I know times tables. You know.
Give me 2 times 2, not this stuff. Yeah.
So apparently the whoever it was that decided to make the Equalizer, there was a TV executive who saw Edward Woodward in this, and their wife pushed for him to be
Mm,
the
okay.
Equalizer from this film.
Wow. Which was like what, 10 years earlier at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see it and think, "Yeah, there's my vigilante on the streets of America." Maybe they saw his kind of like sense of justice.
Justice and like his stoic nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Rowan
It's
Morrison.
interesting, like, oh yeah. She's creepy, that teacher, though, isn't she? She's like a little bit dead-eyed.
A little bit dead-eyed. She's got like that 70s hair coming up in the poof.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Callan. Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't put this as being like, oh, yeah, I can see why it'd be the Equalizer. So do you know what's
Yeah,
weird?
no.
Like that, like, you know, obviously most religions are like sort of Christian-based religions, and even some non-Christian-based religions like look at like the birth of Jesus, the virgin birth, but like Howie is really confused when he finds out that pagans believe in virgin birth too.
Mm.
But they believe in it like as a kind of genesis from the earth.
Okay.
But he doesn't realize, like Howie doesn't link, he just thinks they're pagans and they're Christians and there's no similarities. And I think that's what you were saying earlier on about the lack of judgment in the film. It makes it clear that like some of the religious stuff that he does is just as strange as the religious stuff that they do.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So when you're walking about, are there a bunch of pagans trying to attack you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just Rick mainly.
Just regular.
We met quite a few nice people. The lady in the art gallery, she said she'd never seen it, but her husband had seen the film. A lot of people. We met a lot of people who hadn't seen the film, so that was strange. But
Well,
the people we did meet were friendly enough.
I live in kind of a small town, and
Mhm.
they did film a Christmas movie here a couple years ago, and it's hilarious.
Was Lindsay Lohan in it? No.
No. What's her name? The one that's married to Hillary Burton. That's her name. Yeah, she's in it.
She married to Richard Burton?
No, she's married to Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan looks
AKA
a little bit like
Negan.
Robert. Yeah, Negan, and he looks like Robert Downey Jr. a little bit, doesn't he?
A little bit.
And a bit like Don. A bit like Don.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Don Zombie.
Don Zombie, baby. That's right. Yeah.
Mm.
Who just came back, by the way. I saw him posting the other day.
The man, the myth, the legend. Maybe he's been out on an island somewhere. Just
But
like
he goes. So
this.
is this the graveyard y'all went to?
Yes, this is it.
Yeah. There you
I said there was nobody mowing it when we were there. I think I would have been really creeped out if this dude just wandered out in front of me. He's got the apron of Leatherface on as well.
There's a skull. I just saw it.
Oh, cool. It's so
The-
weird, isn't it? It's so
the-
weird to have that on a grave.
Did you see a breastfeeding mother with an egg in her hand?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I thought so.
yeah, more than once.
Oh yeah.
So the guy behind the bar, the kind of camp bald guy behind the bar, who's Britt Eklund's dad. Let's play a little game on what's the age difference between those two.
Oh,
What do you think? If you're within 2 years, I'll give you the point.
I'll say they are.
That's an excellent idea. Everybody switch.
Yeah, everybody's switching like everybody's stuff. Yeah. Just,
Thank you for watching, by the way.
I'm gonna take a guesstimate. I'll say 15
Okay.
years. 15 years?
Ooh, yeah, I can't give you the point because there was only 4 years between them.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
Her
Wow.
dad.
That's amazing.
He,
I would
yeah.
not
Well,
have
people
guessed
looked
that.
older then. People just obviously didn't drink water. I think they smoked and they didn't drink water.
Yeah. That could be it. Could be it.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Like it's only like, putting the very British thing to be putting the clothes back on and hiding everything away. Plus it's cold. So that might be another reason we cover up a lot.
Yeah.
You get more bits out when when it's hotter. Yeah. True that.
Very true. Yeah.
And I've got to say, sometimes looking at myself in the shower, I understand why. This was weird. We walked past a
The frog
apothecary.
part. Sorry.
Oh, the frog. Yeah,
part
the
was,
weird part.
It happened.
Sorry, I'm watching two screens. I'm watching two screens.
Just stick that frog right in your mouth.
I know. It's like Harry Potter with the chocolate frogs.
Yeah. Except not.
I
so
only know that
chocolatey.
because I'm the least informed Harry Potter person in the world, but I'm currently teaching a kid all about Harry Potter. So.
Oh, nice. Have you at least seen the movies? Or some of them?
I've seen, yeah, bits.
Yeah.
And my wife's the Harry Potter fan in the house. She knows everything there is to know. Been to all the different museums and exhibits and stuff.
Yeah, I would love to get to the UK and go to all the Potter stuff. That would be. That would
Harry
be
Potter
super.
Studios. It's supposed to be good. She said it's excellent.
Yeah, that's. I've seen videos. It seems like really cool.
Yeah, it's like a really good full day there. Yeah, in Watford it is, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and then here's the lovely Ingrid Pitt.
Yes, Brad's mum.
That's right.
We'll give false trivia. Let's remember when we were going to do that. We were going to do a live commentary where everything we said was completely wrong.
Completely wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. The Green Man Gate was. I've just been watching the Green. I just started. Well, I've seen it before, but I watched half of it last night before I went to bed. The Green Knight film with Dev Patel. I'm a massive Dev Patel fan, and I just think it's such a great movie, The Green Knight.
I've heard it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's worth a watch. Harry Potter. Oh, okay. My friend that I shared a house with, who was from Ireland, and the reason I went to Ireland, my housemate was from Ireland. He was from Londonderry. He was a massive Harry Potter fan, and he'd always be talking about Harry Potter. He'd always be going, I'm going watching the new Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Every sentence, Harry Potter.
But do you know the original Harry Potter?
Oh yeah, the film where the guys, is it in Munch? It's not Munchy, is it?
It's no.
He's called Harry Potter though, the guy, isn't he? There's magic in the film as well. It's a crap film. I just can't remember which one it is.
It's Troll 1.
Troll 1, yes.
Yeah,
He's
Troll.
called Harry
It's
Potter.
Troll. Yeah, Troll.
Yeah,
The original Troll. His main character's name is Harry Potter.
Yeah, the original, but not the best.
That's right.
So do you know when they're singing the Corn Rigs Are Bonny song?
Mhm.
Corn Rigs Are Bonny.
Yeah.
That's Robert Burns. Robbie Burns.
No, okay.
So, because I live quite near to Scotland, I never really did, before I moved here, only 2 years ago, I'd never heard of like what people did at Burns Night, and because they do things for New Year's, but also they do Burns Night at the same time. They do this addressing the haggis, where they read the poem that Robbie Burns wrote about the haggis, and they eat all these different things called kinrachen, which is like a kind of crunchy oat-based thing. So some people were doing some of those things around here, so I bought some of the food and I tried it out because I was just like, this is completely new to me. So even though we're in England, but because we're close to Scotland, we do near here, they do quite a lot of the Robert Burns related stuff.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw a nice phallic fern.
Oh yeah. Now I'm seeing some naked people as well dancing about.
That's the other thing about being out in the English countryside, right? Just a bunch of naked people everywhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the thing is that what I found with naked folks that I've seen in the wild just wandering around, very few of them, but when I have seen them, they're always the people that you really, really shouldn't be naked.
A lot of the times, yeah. Well, we have Bourbon Street, so we see that all the time. So
you just stood there throwing all your beads at people.
That's right. Just throw the bead. Cover that up. We don't want to see that.
Druids innocence. Oh, yes. There's an amazing, do you know what like a fairy circle is?
I assume it's a circle full of fairies.
Well, kind of is. What is it? It's like mushrooms all grow in this circle. Strangely, they just grow in a circle, and then it's supposed to be like when one of the scripts for Ghostbusters 2 was going to be Ghostbusters in Scotland, and it was going to be all based around about fairy circles, because Dan Aykroyd was really into all this kind of folklore and everything.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I made a video about it a while ago, but I talk all about fairy circles in that, because it was going to be the kind of the crux of the Ghostbusters movie. We'd all be talking about them if they'd have made it into Ghostbusters.
Right? Yeah. Instead, we got Vigo the Carpathian.
True. Yeah. So there you go. We got Bobby Brown instead. Cracking song though. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, it's true, man. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm saying that as somebody who was born clothed.
So I know you haven't seen the Nicolas Cage version, but they link his character with somebody that's on the island.
Oh, okay.
And it's like they know each other, and it completely changed.
They know each other before they went there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the whole point of it is isolation, isn't it? Like,
right. So like, I was like, why did they add that? That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that is odd.
And we finally get to see Christopher Lee with his lovely hairdo.
Yeah, he has so many different, like, obviously just sticks his hands through the hair later on, and here it's a bit more over the ears.
I'm assuming that's the way.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
So Galloway, the lower part of where everything was filmed, most of the places we went to, Britt Eklund called it the bleakest place on earth.
And
the producers had to apologize for it. I didn't think it was that bleak.
But if you spent 3 weeks there, would you?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I guess if she's like wanting to party in London somewhere, then I guess you would think it. If it's raining and a bit.
Yeah.
Don't eat the mushrooms in a fairy circle aisle.
Do you know I will not, because
I went to a hotel in the local in the Lake District recently, and they made me this steak, and they gave me all these wild mushrooms, and every mushroom was different, and every mushroom tasted different, and it was so good. And I just thought, oh man, I've missed having nice mushrooms. And I see them around and about because we live in the country, like I said, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm always too scared to pick any of them because I'm always like, this is going to be the one that ends me, you know?
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's
want
like I take
to,
one bite and I'm dead.
yeah, I don't want to be the guy that died because he ate a mushroom. It's not even like a cool way of dying.
Right. It's like, oh crap, really?
Yeah. There was something that washed up in the sea that was really poisonous because people were saying keep your dogs away from it recently, but I can't remember what it was. It kind of looks, it's like orange and it kind of looks like fingers. But
Ooh.
some dogs ate it and got really sick, but I can't remember what it's called. It's like hemlock. That's what it was, hemlock,
Okay. Okay.
which is very Shakespearean.
or very werewolfy with Hemlock Grove.
Yeah, yeah. So this is Ian's comment there related to your Nicolas Cage point. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Hollywood has to ruin everything. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Because, like I said, when we were walking around, me and Rick, we were like, they could have probably have done this film in half the time if they just used identical places that were actually there rather than moving around the whole country. But you can't really argue against the quality of everything that's chosen. Like these big country houses and stuff, I did want to go to, but they were just so far up the other end of Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do look beautiful, though. Ah,
there you go. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I'm the only person I know who likes to eat them as well. Like I know it's a very polarizing food.
I like the flavor. I don't like the texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like because with a full English breakfast, most have mushrooms with them. I like the heads of the like the mushrooms you get, like button mushrooms or whatever that you get with a fry up.
Yeah.
I like the heads of them, but I don't like the stalks. I'll not eat the stalks. but when it's, which is weird, but when there's wild mushrooms, I'll eat the whole thing, like because they're so.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's the same with like peppers. Like I love red peppers, but I don't like green peppers. Like bell peppers, I guess you call them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, bell peppers.
Well, yeah, because green just means they're not ripe.
Yeah. I definitely prefer like the red and the orange and the
Orange, yeah. No way. Chocolate. You can get coffee with mushroom in it as well, can't you?
I bet my wife would like that. Yeah, I bet
It's not mushroom. Yeah, it's not mushroom for that though in my cupboard.
But
That was a funny one.
Matt's
Matt's
got jokes.
Matt's
Funny stories.
Exactly.
Matt's
Funny stories.
I ruined it, man.
Twice.
Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. One of us. Part of my red pepper cult.
There you go. You can call your viewers the red pepper cult. There you go.
Red peppers. Yeah. Instead of the blue oyster cult. I can't even have oysters because I'm allergic to shellfish. So. So apparently during the naked dance, when she throws her head back, you can see that it's not her. And it's a man with big hairy chest. No.
Indeed. That would be pretty funny though.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
With like a blonde wig on.
Yep.
Mushrooms in red wine. But that's not a story for right now. Wow.
I bet that's good.
Yeah. Trippy. Are those mushrooms of the magic variety? Come with me in a world of pure imagination.
Oh, the poor little bunny.
I know. I was watching a film the other night and I was going along with it. I was like, okay, this is all right. And then there was some animal cruelty in the film and it went down to half a star for me.
Yeah. It can just like ruin a perfectly good anything. Yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't like, unlike, say, I watched Aguirre, The Wrath of God in that, and I know that the animal cruelty in that would have been real. Because, Herzog. and crazy people. But I watched Kinds of Kindness, and I was enjoying it. And it split into 3 parts. It was quite good. I'm not always a massive fan of Yorgos Lanthimos. I like The Killing of a Sacred Deer, so I gave it a go. I was getting into it, and then the third of the 3 stories, there's some animal cruelty right near the end, and I just switched it off.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. I just can't take it. I just can't handle it.
So you're the only other person besides myself, I think, that likes Killing of a Sacred Deer. So
see, I love that film. The thing is, I watched that for strange reasons, because I'd watched The Lobster and they really didn't like it. I thought I'll give him another go, because I really liked Barry Keoghan. I thought he was a great actor. I'd watched him in an Irish show called Love Hate. He turned up in The Green Knight. I always found him such an interesting actor. And then obviously he's insanely good in Killing of a Sacred Deer, as is Colin Farrell. And I've always had a soft spot for Colin Farrell as well, after watching Tigerland in an empty cinema years ago, and thinking how good he was in that. So yeah, I like that film a lot. Yeah, I like Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Well, it's funny because the first time I watched that, I didn't like it either.
Right. I can understand that, because it's so stilted.
Yeah. Like the first time I watched it, I was just like, what's with this movie? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why is this
Why
so
are they
bad?
talking like this?
Yeah. And then I watched again. It was like a couple of years later. I'm like, all right, let me give this another shot. I don't know why I said that, but let's try to give it another shot. And I watched it again. I'm like, this is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's strange. That's strange. That's 2 films you've said that about now.
Yeah. Well, actually, my favorite movie of all time. I didn't like it the first time I watched it.
What was that? What was that
Pulp
again?
Fiction. Yeah.
Okay.
When I first watched it, I was like, what is this crap? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then one night I watched it again and I'm like, wait, this is freaking brilliant, man. Like, this is, yeah. And then like I kind of understood. That's the movie that made me realize what films could do.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't look at films that way until I saw that movie. And then I'm like, okay, wait, there's a whole other thing going on here.
You can watch a film and it can just wash over you and you get nothing out of it. And then you watch it again and like completely different. But there's a lot of films that you wouldn't entertain watching twice.
Yeah. But then again, I think certain movies you have to be in a certain mood.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes it's focus as well. If you're at home, it's different than watching it at the cinema.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because you got so many distractions. You got the phone, you got this, that,
Yeah, totally. The Exorcist was one that always washed over me. And then I watched it, I think maybe the 3rd time, and I was like, this is a 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah. First time I saw The Exorcist, I was way too young. And I didn't. So like I was like, I don't want to see that. But then years later,
it's like your mother does what?
Yeah. She does what?
So
what?
So the pub being called the Green Man, that cycle of new life. I'm just reading a bit more about it here. Obviously, it does relate to the Green Knight that I talked about earlier on. Medieval rendering of the same story, the Green Man, the Green Knight's pretty much the same thing, which I didn't know.
Okay, gotcha.
I know whenever I see your name, words, and pictures, I'm just going to think of Dylan from the Magic Roundabout, and just that's how I see you now. you are that rabbit. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just get the yeah, Amityville built.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Love Amityville too. That's the best Amityville. And I'll fight somebody. I'll fight people for that. But that is my favorite Amityville movie.
I don't know if I've even seen that. I might have done.
Well, it's a prequel to the first one. Like it's the story of the DeFeo family.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, but the names have changed, but it's them.
Yeah, like depending on who you talk to, various different. Yeah, because I watched the watched that, and I also watched what was it? Is it Conjuring the same? Not Conjuring, is it? No. What's that one called though? It's kind of similar, based on the same.
Yeah. Now I know the Warrens did do Amityville, but not in a movie.
Right. I get so confused with it all, to be honest. So here's the dancing moment for those playing along at home, so to speak. On 54 minutes 20, she's doing a siren's call. Let's see if we can spot the body double. Well, they did a good job, to be honest. That can't be her. How can that be a body double though? Because
no, the body double was her at the door was the body double.
Okay.
Her dancing on the door. That was the body double.
Right. Not in the bed.
No, not in the bed. That was all her.
That's all.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why. Okay, yeah.
Because I was just thinking, what have they done? Looks like got her head sticking out of the bed, like in Nightmare on Elm Street, and then somebody else's body, and
yeah. So there you go. He finally found the picture.
Oh, I didn't know that this is linked to the Son of Sam murders.
What?
The killer made references to the Wicked King Wicker in one of the letters. So all of the New York City police detectives on the case had to sit down and watch the Wicker Man to try and work out if there's any link. I don't know. That just kind of seems a bit like obvious and dumb, but I guess like what were they going to work out? You know?
Yeah. That's. I mean, it's not funny, but it is.
Yeah. They're all writing notes, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe he's Scottish.
Be like, who are all the Scottish people in New York right now?
I'm going to check out Amityville 2, guys. I definitely am. I think it's on Amazon at the moment. I think it might even be free. It is, isn't it? It is. Yeah. This is, it's not like, I mean, not that it matters even if it was, because sometimes that's just fun, but it's not like gratuitous. It's like, it has because that's exactly how she would use her body, because like you say, there is no shame and no, it's part of their lives and how they live their lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally like a different world.
And she's pregnant as well during this as well, which is interesting. So that's why you see her from the waist up, I believe, and the body double.
I need to find the director's cut of this.
Yeah, well, like I say, this was the director's cut that I got here was only £5 on eBay.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody knows where I could get a good copy, that'll play in American players. Yeah.
Oh,
although
I just sent you a region too.
I do have an all region. I could technically play it.
I'll send you a DVD player as well.
Yeah, there you go.
And a plug converter and.
Oh, right. Oh wait, I think I have one actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at it. Yeah. Because my all region came with a converter.
Nice. So the weird thing about this, because it was being filmed in October, November, which was exactly the time that we went, and when Rick and I went, obviously nothing's in.
You just couldn't see me.
Yeah, you were filming.
Yeah.
That obviously nothing's in bloom in November and October. So it's the trees weren't in blossom, so they had to hand make bits to stick onto trees to make them look like they were in bloom. Tell you what's another weird one that I'm surprised no one's ever made into like a full folk horror is Punch and Judy.
Yeah.
So like Sergeant Howie is dressed as Mr. Punch. later on in the film, and he hits the guy with a candlestick, which obviously is quite ironic because Mr. Punch is always hitting people with a stick as well. I don't know how familiar in America you guys are with Punch and Judy.
Yeah, not terribly, but I mean, I know of them.
Yeah, because I was just thinking if we, it feels like it would fit in nicely in the Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie universe.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Oh, so you could see the answer and not see the face. It's not Brit.
I don't think many were looking at the face, so
I totally forgot to look.
yeah.
Yes, it's
Hey,
the old
Tom.
version.
Yes.
Story of my everything about me is the old version.
Yeah, same, my friend.
You're a youngster. You're a young whippersnapper, Al.
Oh yeah.
We're the same age, but for only another
Another couple
of
weeks
weeks.
there. Yeah.
And then sadly,
Don't get old, Matt. Don't get old.
one of us never change, man. Never change. Do you remember those books, those massive books, 1001 movies you must see before you die? Did you get yours? Have it?
Yes, I probably have one of them in this room somewhere.
Oh, this was in it. This was in one of them, and I remember seeing it
Okay.
before I saw
I see that.
the movie. Yeah,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
yeah.
I would
for
agree
sure.
with that.
I wonder if people, like a lot of people say, it's the best, Britain's best horror movie. If we're talking purely British director and predominantly British cast, it'd be hard to argue against it.
I mean, it's definitely my top 10 for sure.
I guess
where exactly I don't know, but definitely in the top 10.
Yeah. So we're just over an hour in now. I'm an hour, 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Let's see. Make sure I'm with you there.
So I do find this kind of thing interesting. All this kind of British folklore is weird, like Bonfire Night and Pancake Day. So I know this is a bit of a weird stretch, but as you know, I wrote a short screenplay based on Pancake Day and crossed with an American slasher.
Yep.
This is my real sweet spot, and I was just thinking about this the other day, like how Hot Fuzz is, for me, Hot Fuzz is a lot better than I remember it being. I watched it back because you've got those elements of folk horror in there as well, and Edward Woodward's in it. But also it's very funny and really well done. But there's loads of references to small communities and weirdness.
I can see that. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I can definitely, I can remember some of that. Yeah.
For the greater good.
Always for the greater good. Yeah. So what is happening on your screen at the moment?
So at the moment, he's trying to get his rotor blades going.
Okay, because I just saw Ingrid Pitt in the bath.
In the bath?
In the bath, yes.
So I just got to see Edward Woodward playing with his rotor blades.
So I got a better scene going on here.
Yeah, you got the sexy scene. That's the way to do it. And the crocodile and the sausages. I mean, when I was a kid, you couldn't go anywhere on holiday without a Punch and Judy show, which is essentially a puppet show where it's all about domestic violence.
Nice.
For laughs. You're a 1-2-35. Okay, so I'm at 1304 at the moment.
I'm at 101. 15.
Well, we've got something for everyone. So if you're watching along with Al or me or Ian,
it depends on what version you're watching. Apparently,
true. Yeah, and that's it. And I've got 2 different versions on my DVD as well. So this is a different version again. This is the 4K version apparently that's on.
Ooh, fancy!
I know, a fancy schmancy.
I love the masks and stuff too.
Yeah, those are great.
Like it's so. It reminds me of those like Halloween pictures that you see from way back when with like the creepy mask. Like that's what it reminds me of.
They are a bit on the odd side for sure. For sure, for sure. This is the bit where I was near that shop where I went in, and we went upstairs and saw the guy that looked like James Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very weird.
See, James Woods should have remade this instead of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Spitfire. Let's go. So Christopher Lee and Ingrid Pitt, they had full lives for
Yes,
sure.
indeed.
Now it's like, what did he do? He was a movie star.
Yeah, yeah. And if you haven't seen it, check out my
And that's it.
Titans of Terror with the wonderful Ingrid Pitt.
Ingrid Pitt, yeah. Michael Pitt and Brad Pitt to follow. You're going to do all three.
That's right. All the Pitts.
You watched a lot of YouTube.
We've
I think
watched
that should be a great one to put on, and you maybe get like a YouTube plaque on your gravestone.
Yes, that'd be amazing. I watched a lot of YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, like a gold plaque, and then get like a friend to make a YouTube video about it.
About
My
it,
friend
of
got
course.
a YouTube. Yeah. Get 1 million views on your.
It can be like the skull that you guys saw, but it would be the YouTube logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Summerisle flag that's on the bit that I'm watching at the moment is on my T-shirt that I have. Like I said to Al before we went on air, that I bought some Summerisle T-shirts for me and Rick to wear on this trip, and they arrived while we were in Scotland. Yeah, that's it. Done it. Completed it. Take that one off. Boxed it off. David Pinner. Yes, ritual nice is a David Pinner. I'm not that aware of David Pinner, to be honest. However, I will recommend a really good folk horror, or just strange book.
Is it M.R.
made by the
James?
British no, but I'm not sure there's an M.R. James in it somewhere, but because I'm doing this podcast with Steve or Stephen Allen about horror stories and stuff, and some of the ones he sent me to read for the show are really, really old. But the book that I've got, there's a set of them from the British Library. It's like called From the Earth, I think it's called. Let me just find the title of it. And a lot of them are in the public domain. Oh, that's what it's called. Weird Woods, Tales from the Haunted Forests of Britain, British Library's Tales of the Weird. So apparently there are 8 books in this series. I have 2 of them.
Nice.
And they are amazing. Very cheap. You can also get them secondhand. Very cheap, easy to get hold of. You've got Weird Woods. You've got Evil Roots. I've got that one. Then there's Sunless Solstice. I'm not sure. It says there's 8, but I only know those 3. The Greatest Stories of Strange Happenings. Oh, that's weird. Uncanny Tales of Railways is one of them.
Ah.
I didn't expect that.
Yes, the railway where Laszlo and Colin work on What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah. I guess there's been lots of weird stuff happening in railways.
So are you at them parading yet?
I'm a little bit past that. He's found the little girl, and she's got up and she's laughing, and
okay, yeah, you're a little bit ahead of me.
Right, and there's a woman on an old spinning wheel there, and the boat is there. Summerisle apples. There we go. Like I was talking about before, how apples are a really strange part of the culture as well. I guess if you think about it, we've got Adam and Eve and the apple as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yes, the ghost stories for Christmas. Now, I had the box set of that. I watched on the podcast. You'll probably like this. One of the stories is inspired that Steve wrote is inspired by "Whistle for Me and I'll Come for You, My Lad." I think it's called. I always get the name wrong. Not from the book, and then I talk about the film of it that they did. So yeah, it's that's a cool one.
Neat. The
is the folk horror? No, it's not about pancakes, but my script is about Pancake Day. the Pancake Day slasher.
Yeah.
Not to be taken too seriously.
Or take it seriously. Either way. Yeah.
Yeah, you take it seriously if you want.
Yeah.
If you take your pancakes seriously, which I do.
Yes.
Naked bath scene. Much better than the clothed bath scene, I believe.
Typically, yes.
Yeah.
So about a month or two ago, my wife and I watched the Stone Tape. You ever saw that?
No, but strangely enough, that's one that Steve recommended in, for my recommend, in search of recommendations.
Yeah.
He mentioned that in that film.
Yeah, really interesting little movie. Like, if you can get your hands on it, I do recommend it.
I still haven't got around to it. I've got to say, this isn't like some highfalutin thing or whatever, but I think it's really cute when they have the braid, just the one braid. There she is with her dad, who's 4 years older than her.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I did make a video of it, just chatting through it, but I've got a plan at the moment for an animated short based on a folk horror with a friend of mine. Hopefully, is it?
Nice.
I've sent her the story, and I'm just interested to see if she finds it as interesting as I do. If not, then we probably won't do it.
So I'm at the sword part.
Oh, okay. So I'm at the part where he's asleep in the bed. Or pretending to be.
Yeah.
That silver till, it does remind me of Open All Hours.
This scene is so creepy.
Hmm.
I love when Ingrid Pitt goes into the swords because her face says it all. It's great. He's like,
yeah,
it's awesome.
It's funny. I always forget that she's in it for some reason.
Well, because her part's real small.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I guess all the talk's about Britt Eklund, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a shame because Ingrid's awesome.
Is that not the Twilight? That's not a Twilight Zone episode, is it? Horror at 4,000. The one with William Shatner. No, am I thinking something different?
No, I think that's like 10,000 feet or something. Like it's a bigger number than that. I think
it's less feet.
The horror at 4,000. No, I don't think I've seen that.
No. So in my part now, he's just not missed a punch on the head, irony, and then stealing his costume. He's given Mr. Punch a punch. It does creep me out, that sun thing. It just looks like the crust of a pie with a face in it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's weird how little things like that really do freak me out. I don't know if you've ever seen The Hunger Games, but there's a bit where the guy disguises himself as like a mossy rock, and you can just see his face in it. That freaks me out as well. I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, that's like in the second Rambo movie where he like hides in the mud.
Yeah, I don't like
that. You
that
don't
either.
see him at all, and then he just opens his eyes. And it's like, whoa, crap!
It's something about it. Just makes me go all weird.
Yeah.
Oh, here we have Christopher Lee dressed as Morticia Adams, and Dom DeLuise dressed.
You know what? I would totally watch that.
Yeah, I would.
I would totally watch that.
Oh yeah. Is there anything that would scare you more than Christopher Lee dressed like this skipping towards you on a country road?
Not much. Not much. No. Yeah. Well, he's also quite imposing too, because he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's huge.
Like he was a huge guy.
He's a very big guy.
Yeah.
Very big. Huge guy.
Huge
guy.
Gonna be huge.
One of the best guys. One of the best guys we ever had. I didn't notice. I only just noticed then the person who's kind of got like a poodle's head on. That feels like they've just added that on at the end. Like they've not really got much of a costume, just like a poodle head.
They were like, oh, what else can we do? Hey, there's a poodle head over here. Let's grab that.
Yeah, stick that on.
Yeah, just put that on. You'll be fine.
Yeah. When a Stranger Calls. I think I've seen that. I've definitely seen the first one. I just can't remember that bit. But it's not so much like blending in. It's like becoming something organic, maybe, that freaks me out. I don't know if I can pinpoint what it is. But
so then a wall might not be so bad for
guillotine.
you.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Very medieval.
Well, Christopher Lee also has like a medieval metal album out, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. A year or two before he died, he released a heavy metal album, and he sings like it's a legit heavy metal album.
There's a listening party for us to do,
and it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
The Iron Man turns into a machine.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of things that freak me out in films. There's things that I don't like and I don't want to watch, but I mean like that make me go with. I have a real irrational fear of rats as well.
As we know from watching Nosferatu.
Yes, thanks for that, Al.
Oh, I know we can watch Rats Nights of Terror.
There is a film that's just called Rats with an exclamation point that I had on a box set once, and I was like, "Does anybody want this?"
Like, I don't even want this in my house.
I don't even want people to just use rats as an exclamation. Like, chop, chop, chop. I was watching a really funny film last night, Al.
Yeah, what were we watching?
I was watching this film by Jess Franco, where these people, I think they're in Argentina, and there's some Nazis have been like hiding out there, and they try and like hunt down these Nazis. Mm-hmm. And the Nazis are doing experiments on people. And you've got all the people in the room, and like they've crossbred one guy with an animal, and he's all hairy, and like you've got these other people, but they're doing like experiments on animals. Well, on a chimpanzee. But what really made me laugh what really made me funny was you've got 6 beds in the thing, and the chimpanzee has its own bed.
Nice.
And it's just sat there looking like, yeah, I guess here we are, guys. Like. And she's like, nobody ever mentions the chimpanzee. It's always like, she's like, I'm going to free them. I'm going to free these guys. I'm going to let them all go. I'm like, including the chimpanzee, he's completely just one of the guys. And I just love the fact that he's not like tied down or anything. He's just kind of resigned and sat in his little bed.
Nice. Was that like Zombie Lake or something?
I can't remember what it's called. I got it on this new Euro Cine box set from... Full Moon. Full Moon have released Angel of Death, it's called, from 1985, or Commando Mengele.
Commando Mengele.
Yeah.
I like that. That's fun.
So Christopher Mitchum is in it. Robert Mitchum's son. And
hey, wait, your video is perfectly timed with the movie, at least on my end.
Like, yes.
They're pretty much lined up.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah,
he's throwing the beer into the sea, and as Rick said when we were there, he's like, "We're not throwing any beer into the sea. We're here." Get a lot of frothy beer in the sea as well. More dreadful sacrifice.
Yes.
Chop, chop, busy, work, bang, bang. Let's hit up oranges and lemons, yeah. It's weird all like where expressions come from though, isn't it? All the etymology of it all, and like a lot of it is a lot darker than what we think.
Mm-hmm.
I am disappointed we didn't get to see this cave, because the cave from where we were is like probably another hour's drive.
Yeah, that's thanks.
It's not just around like 10 seconds around the corner as it seems in the film.
You mean it's not real? It's not true? What do you mean?
Summerisle is
should have taken you half an hour to do the whole thing.
Summerisle is the whole Isle of Scotland.
Yeah.
Well, just for once, Christopher Lee's not being chased by people with flaming torches. I bet he felt this was a relief.
Yeah, I can
No
see
wonder it was his favorite film.
that. Yeah.
Like, finally,
He's like, wait,
I'm doing it.
I get to be the baddie and not be attacked by.
It's weird as well because it does look like you're coming out of the same cave, like he's climbing out of the hole. They made it look really like seamless that they're coming out of that same cave.
Yeah.
The little girl, Rowan, she looks a bit like a young Emma Watson.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
It's like, well done, Rowan. You've done your job, deceiving him very well.
So they're on mine.
Yeah.
They're putting the robe on him.
That will be the hardest thing, is the soundtrack. If I'm to make my little folk horror animated thing, the music is going to be the hardest thing to get just right.
Yeah. I can see. Yeah, unless you know somebody that can make you some specific music or something.
Yes. I
Talk
kind of
to,
want the
Talk to JT.
Yeah, JT could do it.
Yeah,
It's funny because I kind of wanted the animation to be a bit like that kind of rotoscope style that you get in like Fire and Ice and things like that.
Mm.
But maybe black and white over the green, because I also want to use the countryside of where I live in Cumbria because it's so beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, you can just film your own version of the Wicker Man in Cumbria.
Yeah, could do. There's a nuclear bunker not far from me, but I've been told not to go near it.
Oh, dang it!
Because it's rightly so, because I'll probably fall down it.
Yeah, that would be my luck too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you film it, it'll make good content.
True. It'd be the last thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Apparently, this jacket that he wears here, if you go and look through interviews, he wears this in interviews in the 80s, 90s, and he was around in the 2000s, wasn't he? But pretty much every decade from here on, he wore the same jacket, Christopher Lee.
Nice. He's like,
he liked it,
what?
I guess.
I really like this jacket.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I might listen to the soundtrack as well. Yes, Journey from the Underworld. Yeah. There's enough holes in the ground and bits of concrete and blocks and things for you to kind of pretend to be climbing out of things. I thought that guy was holding a toilet brush then.
Yeah, I love Edward just freaking out. He's just like,
yeah. Oh my god. John. Oh. Let's check that one out, Tom.
Okay.
Nice. From Cardiff.
We'll,
Lovely.
have to check him out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell Gareth to check that one out as well. He can, fellow Welshman.
There you go. I'm at the Jesus Christ part.
Oh. It's amazing, really, isn't it?
Yeah. The
when he throws himself down, when they throw him down, when the big guy grabs him and throws him down the thing, I was very close to asking Rick to do that to me, but then we wouldn't have been able to film it.
That's true, yeah. Unless you find a rock or something, you could put it on.
Yeah, that's true. Or the rock.
Yeah.
He could have filmed it while we were doing it.
So I had heard that the chickens and stuff were like pooping on Edward Woodward
Chicken poop.
during the scene while they were filming.
That's a shiny knife as well that she had. Very clean and shiny. So if you had to sacrifice one person for the harvest, who would it be, Al?
Gareth. No, so what? What? I'm sorry. Wait, did that come out that quickly? I'm sorry.
That was very quick. Not your damned apples.
Oh, it's getting awful hot in here. Jeez. Whew.
It's burning. It burns.
It's like the burning. Ah.
It's just like Cropsy all over again.
Just like poor Cropsy.
Ah, poor old Cropsy. I feel for Cropsy.
Cropsy got a bad rap, man.
Yeah. And he killed George Costanza. Can't stand you.
And Johnny Five's friend. I forgot his name.
Yeah, you're right. It's like a clash of cultures, isn't it? It's obviously, murder bad, but like he is just one step up from sacrificing, a deer or a like it's all kind of, you feel like the other people, if they were chosen, they'd have been like, well, okay.
Yeah. Very, very, very true. Exactly.
Yeah. Check that one out, Tom. Thank you. I love Christopher Lee's hair in this. It gets more wild as he gets more true to his real form.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because in the beginning, he's all coiffed and very.
He's such a good orator because he's the sort of character who would be reading in church and would be reading from the Bible and singing his hymns, which those Methodist hymns, and I've got a lot of family who are Methodists and a Methodist minister in the family from years and years ago. The singing isn't really like singing; it's like sort of shouting to music. So, like Woodward does that really well. He the way he projects his voice.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that.
Yeah.
The hair is definitely very Ken Dodd. Yeah. When I was a kid, the latest I ever stayed up was because I went to see a Ken Dodd pantomime, and they used to go about 3 or 4 hours after they should have been finished, and he'd just carry on doing. He was like the Bruce Springsteen of pantomimes. The guy would just go on for hours and hours and hours.
Nice.
And I was like, I can't believe I'm going to bed at midnight and I'm 7.
I up so late. Yeah.
But I get it with the Christopher Lee's hair is very much like Christopher. As the performances went along, Ken Dodd would just run his hands through his hair and it'd get wilder and wilder.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Just like me, except you can't tell so much because of my headphones.
Yeah, the headphones. Yeah, the headphones pull it back.
Yeah.
And you can't tell because I got my little hat on. So.
Yeah, you've got tons of hair, man. Yours is just like in a massive like bun underneath that hat.
Yeah. It's like a giant afro. It's like.
It just comes out. It's just.
Well, yeah. It's like it explodes when I remove the hat.
Think what you're doing. Think what you're doing, Al.
No,
I won't. We've made our decision.
and it's at this point in the film, like you're so torn. At least I am, because like we were saying, I see both sides. So
well, you want to see. You also there's a morbidity. You want to see what happens, so you don't want it to get away.
Well, right, yeah, that too. I mean, yeah, I totally feel sorry for poor Edward here, but like
Poor Edward.
Poor Edward, yeah. But I don't know, but like they completed their ritual, so it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But, murder bad,
Murder bad, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's one way of putting it.
Yeah. So
when I was a kid, my first teddy bear was called Edward.
Ah, nice.
I don't think he was named after the same. Yeah. I couldn't say D's then when I was a kid, so I always called him Edward.
Ah.
Oh, isn't that cute?
And of course, Ingrid Pitt plays the librarian in the movie.
Yeah.
For those that know me personally, know how funny that is. Yeah.
Oh, librarian. Oh, I just thought. Oh, okay. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. She lies. She's a librarian.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we're bringing cultures together.
That's right. So
Syn- synergy. Hands
who's
across the
getting
water.
sacrificed here?
Who's me and you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it'll probably be the British guy because we're not.
I
I
say
feel
we
you guys are
say
more bloodthirsty than us.
we either sacrifice Gareth or Rick here. Since he's not here.
Yeah, Rick maybe.
Yeah.
Rick's such a nice guy. I could probably convince him it was the right thing to do.
There you go.
It is the Lord who has laid waste to your orchards.
All right. Well, mine is finished.
Well, I am currently 2 or 3 minutes away from an end.
There you go. Boom.
He's
boom.
still
So,
shouting, man.
Yeah. Got to dance with the crowd.
I gotta dance.
Yeah.
You can continue to that. You've got to. I mean, this is like the version of Dancing with the Stars, Dancing with the Bat.
Dancing. There you go.
Isn't it mad though that they would just they probably didn't even ask, that they just drilled massive concrete holes into the side of this beautiful place, and it's still there in 2024.
Yeah. So they did it right because it's still there.
It's still there. Yeah. I mean, I touched it. I have touched the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
And in the way he has touched me. in the words of Jack Black.
Hopefully in a positive way.
Yeah, I feel in an intimate way.
There you go.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's like that. I watched the other night, Aguirre, Wrath of God. Where they meet the two people, indigenous people with the gold necklace. And like, where'd you get that gold from? Where'd you get that gold from? And they like, oh, we'll show them the Bible, and they give them the Bible, and he's like, it's the word of the Lord, and he's like, this isn't the Lord, this is like a book. Like, he doesn't understand what it is. This isn't words, this is like a piece of paper, like he's never seen a book before. And the guy's like, that's blasphemy, kill him, and just kills them. So it's like, yeah, those clash of cultures, like but they're totally they think they're totally in the right because they're because they're Catholics.
Well, that's what they know. That's what they do. Yeah.
That's religion.
Yeah. Sure is.
Yeah. Totally, man.
I've been trying.
Get hold of people and make movies. We've been talking about movie ideas for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah. Quite a bit.
For a bit.
All right. So let's watch the Wicker Tree now.
I still haven't seen the Wicker Tree. I know you've warned me it.
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen the official sequel,
I'm up
Wicker
to this
Tree. Yeah. Don't. That is my recommendation.
Interesting. What an excellent review.
Yes. Negative 5 stars.
One word reviews, they're the way forward.
Yes.
Don't.
The one word review of the Wicker Tree. No.
Yeah.
Just no.
Here he is, brave Sir Robin. No, he's not brave. He's not running away though. He's trapped. There's some cracking sideburns in this.
I wonder if the killer bunny from Holy Grail would have fit in this movie.
Yeah, get his own back on all the bunny sacrifices they'd done.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Bunny revenge.
Could you imagine Monty Python doing a Wicker Man movie?
Yeah.
That would have been freaking amazing.
It would have been so cool. A folk horror.
Yeah.
I guess in a lot of ways there is quite a bit of horror. Like when they're chopping people up, and he's like into little bits and he's still talking away and
Yeah.
And that's it. I am on 1 hour 33:37, and that is the end of our film.
On that nice sunset shot.
And let's play a little game of what film has Amazon recommended I watch next?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Boys in the Hood.
No. It's actually the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man.
Ah, okay. There you
Yeah.
go.
Ooh,
Nice.
hang on. You gone. Oh, there you are.
You sacrificed me.
Ah,
Ah.
too big. There we go. I made myself too big. Pardon. Yeah,
You
it
and your
started with
big
the
head.
sunrise.
Damn it, Matthew.
Well, it is a classic. It is. Every time I watch it, I think it gets better.
This
Thank you.
is definitely one of those movies. Every time you watch it, it gets better. Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Started with a sunrise and ended with a sunset. I hope people enjoyed the little trip to Scotland as well, as much as I did. A little chat that we've had and the cross-cultural chat that we've had about it.
I enjoyed the trip tremendously. It was a long time to get there, but I really liked it.
Yeah, and I made you like remain in silence for the full time you were there,
The
which
whole
I thought
thing
was a bit.
and behind the camera, so no one could see me.
It was a bit mean, really. It was quite mean of me.
You bastard.
I was just like, "Don't speak. I know you've travelled hours and hours and hours, but don't even breathe a word." Well, Al, any final thoughts, Jerry Springer? Any final thoughts?
Be good to each other, and whatever he used to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
No, I can't remember either. But yeah, like I said, this movie gets better every time I watch it. Like I notice more and more every single time I watch it.
Yeah,
and
it's
not. I can't say that about many movies.
I can't. It's like a good book. It's like a good book that you return to. There's not many of them, but when you find them, they're usually your favorites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I greatly appreciate this movie.
So I'll see you back for the Wicker Tree next year.
Look forward to the Wicker Tree watch party.
Part 2.
No, make Gareth watch the Wicker Tree.
Yeah. I made him watch Kindergarten Ninja, so I don't think he'll ever trust me again.
Nice.
No, you're right. There are lots of cool people on the tube, and Al is one of them. I'm proud to work with him.
Yeah, and I'm always open to working with whoever. I'm more than happy to get some new faces, and I love working with new people.
Gracias, and thank you so much. Thanks, Words and Pictures. Thank you. Let's give a quick thank you to Ian, to Words and Pictures who stayed with us, Tom Baker there. How many people have we had in our little Jamie, of course, Jamie Hart, who joined us earlier on. The Horror Cat Dad earlier on, Lobot, Video Tasties popped in, T Betty, Ash's Antics, Vanessa, of course, Kaz's Corner, Sean, Sin of Falsanity. A good cast of characters.
Yes, all wonderful people too.
Yeah.
Most of them have channels. Go check them out.
So if you want to watch something completely different, tomorrow night, Al and myself will be debuting our Terrible Media Advent Calendar. So join us. Same bat time, same bat channel. Tomorrow, I'm my channel too, as well as the bat channel. I can't wait for you to see that. It's going to be really funny. So everybody, I bid you a good night and have a wonderful rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon. And yes, and don't forget to sacrifice somebody for the harvest. Please do that. Of course, all the people who watch and are not in the chat, who are watching along on X or on YouTube or on Smoke Signals or whatever they're watching on. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Bye.